This is Hot Mic.
Hot Mic.
On the networks of WDAY.
WDAY.
Here's Dom Izzo.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Hot Mic rolls on. NCAA softball super regional weekend, one of the best weekends if you follow the sport like I do. You've got the best teams still playing. It's best of three. The winners move on to Oklahoma City and the Women's College World Series, and I am super pumped to have our next guest on. We featured her, I think, almost every Monday when we do our best of the weekend because she was hitting the cover off the ball, whether it was out of conference or an SEC softball. Kindred's Abby Duchscherer joins us, sophomore at the University of Alabama, as they get ready to take on Tennessee this weekend. It's great to see you. I got this Captain Obvious question, but how jacked are you for this weekend and getting another shot at Tennessee?
I'm over the moon. I'm so stoked to get back out in Knoxville and just take it to them because this is a rivalry like no other. I mean, this is more than like NDSU versus SDSU. Like it might surpass that type.
More than Kindred Central Cass? Are we talking that?
I think it beats that by a long shot.
Oh, holy cow. Now we're talking. All right, so here's the ultimate surreal moment. There was, I can't remember exactly when, I think it was like a Wednesday or Thursday where you had a monster game and Grant Nelson went crazy. The two North Dakota kids playing at Alabama. Tell me about, what do you remember about that and just how crazy that day was?
It's like a full circle moment, you know, just two kids out of small towns thriving at the highest level. I've been so happy for Grant too and all of his success. I mean, he's really put North Dakota out on the map, and I think I've done a great job too of just representing our state well. So proud of what him and I have accomplished down here.
Tell me, let's go back to before the season began. After last year, freshman year going all the way, you're part of the Women's College World Series team. For yourself personally, what did you set goals for 2024?
So I had a goal of just being better than what I was my freshman year. And so, like I said, there's a lot of growth and a lot of things I had to learn. So I had the goal of just making sure I stay to my plan of 1% better every day. And I think that all started with like our coaching staff and them pushing me to get better. In the weight room, that's a huge thing too. So going into 2024, I just made it known in the winter that I was going to work super hard. Shout out to Mike at the ball yard because he allowed me to use all of his tools, and I had a lot of resources like from hitting coaches. So I just really took it this winter because I wanted to be a new person this sophomore year and kind of fill a leadership role after losing some really good seniors.
Mike told me about that. Mike Scogan we're talking about. What did you work on specifically in the offseason to either get stronger, quicker? What were you working on?
Just a tighter swing, pitch selection. The SEC, it's the highest like level of competition. So I have to up my game personally, and the game moves so much faster. That's just the biggest thing I tell everyone. So in the fall, I just really worked on all the little things because you don't realize it till you get here, and all your little kinks, they're recognizable when you're out on the field. So I got to work with Christian this winter. So he, phenomenal guy at the ball yard too. So he helped me up my game. And I think that's why I've had so much success this year is, like I said, from the ball yard and just Mike allowing me to have all those resources.
Okay, so I can't remember who sent it to me, but I got video because I don't think the game was streamed or televised of your first home run, collegiate home run. Walk me through that experience. What do you remember about it and the reaction afterwards after the game?
So it was at Georgia Tech, and I want to say it was against Georgia Tech too, but I got moved up to the 3-hole, and I just remember I got an inside pitch and I got a turn on it and it went over left center. And it was just a pretty, I don't know, just like a feeling of like your hard work's paying off. Just like a proud moment personally. And going around third base, I remember Murph was like, hey, get the team excited. Like, let's go. Cause I think it was the first runs of the game too. So just like a surreal feeling that, you know, like it's all coming together.
Now, and then it just gets crazy after that. We got a highlight reel. You had home run against Arizona, against Florida State. I mean, we're sitting here. I know how good these teams are. I'm not sure for people on the outside. Was that like just surreal that you're doing this? Like, I know this is what you expect to do, but you're doing this on the biggest of stages and performing that well. Walk me through what that was like in early March.
So a lot of unseen hours are put into like those results at the plate. But along with that too is just like your mental state of confidence. I mean, freshman year you don't play that much and not play much, but you play a different role. So gaining the confidence to know that like I can do what I put my mind to. It doesn't matter who's pitching. Like my swing's better than their best pitch. I think that's helped me a lot too, just from a mental standpoint. And then the preparation and work. I mean, that just leads to confidence in and of itself. So yeah, it doesn't matter what name's on the jersey. I know I'm capable of so much.
Okay, we just saw Arizona. You had a fantastic bat flip. Do you remember that, the home run that you hit?
Yeah, my mom told me to take it down a notch, but I told her is the excitement of the game. It's a part of.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, she did give me a little bit for that. So
the extra big hat. Who had the idea of that in the dugout to do that celebration deal?
Callie Hevlin. She has the hat. She's from Michigan. Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's so funny. Like the pictures they end up taking of us with it on, making our head look so like tiny. Yeah, it's pretty iconic. I'm glad she got that for us.
All right, I want to go back. You and I talked when you committed about going to this level. No one exactly. I guess maybe you thought you knew what you were getting yourself into. Is it exactly what you thought? Level of competition, the grind of it. It's 24/7. Has it been exactly what you thought?
100%. Yeah. So waits at 6:30 in the morning, sometimes 6, and then you got school, and then on top of that you got practice and then rehab. I mean, there's never a day where you're just sitting down and you have time to yourself. But I knew what I was signing up for, and I love every second of it. I love the grind of it. And I think when you're at this high of a level, if you don't love it, it's going to be pretty miserable for you. So everything that we do, I'm also grateful for. I mean, we get spoiled here. So there's obviously, with some of the cons, there's a lot of pros here at Alabama. They treat us very well.
You still get the side-eye look about North Dakota? Do you still get that even your second year there?
I get that a lot, but I feel like people end up saying South Dakota. Like, I feel like people don't even hear North Dakota anymore. And I have to explain to them, yes. And another thing, they always say bison. That's been like little, I give them the side eye back. I'm like, huh? Like, so I have to explain where North Dakota is, where Fargo is. So it is always a funny conversation. I also get a lot more basketball, so you're not in basketball. So I still get that brought up quite a bit as well.
Well, there's still time. If you wanted to do both, I think you still could, right?
There is. I think my 5th year, can't you play a sport? A different,
well,
maybe.
I was going to ask you, when's the last time you shot a basketball? Has it been? Have you done that? Have you picked up a basketball at all lately?
I have. I'll go to the rec every here and there and shoot. I have to keep that on the DL though, because if our athletic trainer finds out, she gets a little upset.
Well, I don't want to get you in trouble here, but I was just curious on that. Your team has had a ridiculous amount of extra inning games. I watched the SEC tournament game with LSU. What is it about this year where you've had just crazy long? You had a 14-inning game, 11-inning game. You just played another 9-inning game at your regional last weekend. Describe that. What is it about your team that you like playing longer games?
Everyone at the SEC, like I've said, it's like the best competition. So there's no team that's you would consider bad or a team that's above you that's phenomenal. We're all like the same level, I'd say. So that's why it's hard when you're going at each other. It's a pitcher duel ultimately at the end of the day, and whose defense is cleaner. And obviously offense, it's hard because pitching and hitting in general, it's one of the hardest things. But at the end of the day, we have to trust our pitchers and our defense to get us those wins. And although we've had a lot of extra innings, I think it also has helped us show what we need to work on. And grit wise, I think you've seen a lot out of our team this year of just keep on pushing through. And although it hasn't always turned out our way, I think it's really prepared us for this moment and coming into super regionals.
It's Tennessee. We were just visiting off air about the rivalry with these two schools. They got 2 of 3 on you guys earlier this year. What is it going to take for you guys to win now 2 of 3 to go back to OKC?
I would just say making sure we execute on all the little things. So that means from like maybe a pitching standpoint, no freebies and walks. Because sometimes, like you get a free walk and then a little hit here that always starts something. So if we can cut down on that, as hitters, I think if we execute our plans and just have better pitch selection, I think we could have worked on that last time we played them. I think we'll do just fine at the plate. And if we keep our defense as solid as it has been, I don't think we'll have a problem. But they're a great team, and I think it's going to be a great series.
This be extra special to get there, going through them. It's another SEC school. Would that mean a little bit more?
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, especially like I've just emphasized on it, the SEC is tough, and with it being a rival too, it just makes it even more. And with the whole, I don't know if you've seen this, but whenever Alabama plays Tennessee and Alabama wins, we smoke cigars. So the football boys have done it, our baseball boys have done it, and I mean, we're just itching to do the same thing on their home turf. I think it'd be awesome.
That's motivation enough alone. I'm interested. We were visiting off air because we had your mom and dad on last year before heading to Oklahoma City. Obviously, your brother is playing in Nashville. What has travel been like for them this year?
Hectic. But me and my brother, forever grateful for all the endless support they do, because without them, I think doing college athletics would be pretty hard without a supportive parents. So they have been on the Allegiant flight multiple times from Fargo to Nashville. They take that and they'll do the little 4-hour drive or however long it is to me. But yeah, they've been traveling like no other. But like I said before, they got a camper, so they're staying busy. And my mom's now retired, so I think she's enjoyed just coming to see her kids. And yeah, we're so grateful to have them.
Can you find them in the crowd? You have such great crowds. Can you find them during a game?
I like to find them before the game starts.
Okay.
Always give them a little wave just to know. And then after the games, if I never found them before, when we do our Roll Tide chant to them, or like our Alabama, I always find them and make eye contact with them. So
I'm interested. I know you had your camp back here as well before the season got going. Why was that important to do?
Just to give back. Softball back home, I think there's a lot of growth that is needed. And being someone who's had the privilege and just the opportunities to get the knowledge of softball from all over the world, really, I think it's awesome just to give back and just help boost that and just the morale of softball. So it was just super awesome to come back home and give back to the kids and even high school girls, because I think recruiting is a huge thing. And I think all girls who have a goal, they can achieve it as long as they put their mind to it and have the work ethic to do it. So yeah, when I go back home, I think I'm going to do some more with Mike and work at the ball yard just to help grow the game.
How do you handle knowing you're a role model? How is that set? You've been looked up on since basically you were in 7th grade at Kindred. How have you handled that now, being in Alabama, knowing there are certainly a ton of eyeballs up here watching your every move?
So being a role model, meaning to me, means I've had a lot of role models to learn from. So in 7th grade, I look at Michaela Ranke. I mean, she took me under her wing and taught me a lot of things. And then I could name a ton of seniors in high school that influenced me to be a better person. And then getting to college, I'd say Montana Fouts, she took me under her wing. I was her freshman to her senior. So I got to learn a lot from her. And Allie Shipman, just I've had a lot of influential people in my life kind of build me to being the person I am. And I've had a lot of ups and downs with being a role model, but it's a great privilege to have. And I think having the platform to show people the right ways and the do's and don'ts, it's, like I said, it's a privilege. I'm really grateful for it.
All right, let's do a couple rapid fire things here before I let you go. Favorite road trip in the SEC is where?
Ooh. I'd say Arkansas
Okay.
so far.
What stands out? What about Fayetteville did you like?
Their stadium, I think it's really cool. Like, it's a nice stadium. And then where we stay, like, our hotel is always really nice too, so that makes it better.
Hey, that's part of it. Least favorite or place like, oh, this is either don't like to play at or just don't like that stadium, whatever. Least favorite. What comes to mind?
Georgia, instantly. Georgia. I mean, their stadium, it's built right above you. So, I mean, they're barking at you and everything. So I I just did not like Georgia at all.
So did you get a chance have you gone to any football game? I know you're busy during the fall. Have you a chance to go to an Alabama football game yet?
Every weekend I'm there.
No kidding.
So it's a lot different than back home, though. Back home, you wear jeans and maybe like an NDSU shirt. But down here, it is a different type of breed for football. You're dressing up. It's like a homecoming almost every weekend.
I heard Emily Straub told me that, who used to play volleyball at South, and she went to Ole Miss, and she told me the same thing about going to Ole Miss games, that it's like you got to get dressed up to go to the game.
You do, and then it doesn't help that the humidity and sun is beaming down on you in the stadium. And hey, it's a great time though. It's a 10 out of 10 experience.
Well, I'm thinking about this. We talked about Grant earlier. Now the Alabama football coach is from South Dakota. Are the Dakotas taking over in Tuscaloosa? Is that accurate to say?
It's got to be. Coach Moore, he came and spoke to us. Actually, he's a great guy. So I think our football team will have a lot of success with him as a coach. And yeah, I think the Dakotas, like, we're making our name out here. So the Midwestern is coming out, and we're showing people what's up down south.
Now, see, I was joking about you before I let you go. On the flip side, it sounds like you may have a tint of a Southern accent now. Is that accurate, that the North Dakota accent is gone and you've got a Southern accent now?
100%. Because there are some girls from the deep South. And when I first got here, I honestly couldn't understand what they were saying. But I picked up on it, and now I think I'm starting to talk like they are. But my mom, this is funny, whenever my teammates speak to her or anything, they're obsessed with how she talks. They're like, Abby, why don't you talk like this? And I'm like, I feel like I talk normal, but they love the North Dakotan accent. But I did not catch that. I've gone to the Southern accent, I guess.
Have you brought any teammates up here yet, or is that on the plan? Is that in the works to do that? It's
in the works because last summer I was pretty busy doing camps with Montana, and we had our team trip to Italy, which was pretty cool.
That's not bad.
So, yeah. So I haven't had the opportunity to have my friends come up, but we're planning on it.
Okay. It's great to see you. I really appreciate the time on a busy week. Good luck this weekend, and let's talk soon, all right?
Thank you so much for having me.
Good to see you. There she goes, Abby Duchscherer from Kindred, North Dakota, Alabama sophomore. It's Alabama and Tennessee. They open up their best-of-3 Super Regional. That begins on Friday. The game's on ESPN2. You got to win 2 to move on to the College World Series in Oklahoma City. We'll take a break. Hot Mic rolls on. We're back right after this on WDAY Extra, KSFL TV, and Inforum.com.